Here with you on the line with us is the chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal. Representative Jayapal represents the 7th District of Washington, the state of Washington, in the U.S. House of Representatives, as well as chairing the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Her website, Jayapal, Jayapal.house.gov, and her Twitter handle is Rep Jayapal, Jayapal, and she'll be taking your calls for the hour here at 202-808-9925. Representative Jayapal, first of all, welcome back. It's been a while since you've been on the show. It's great to have you back with us. And I'm wondering, before we pick up phone calls here over the course of the next hour, what's at the top of your mind? What are the things that you think that we really need to be paying attention to in our political world right now? And anything that you wanted to just kick the hour off with?
Absolutely, Tom. It is so great to be back with you. I always love being on your show. There are so many things, but let me just try to narrow in on a few. First of all, we are working very, very hard on a big, bold, and urgent plan for additional support to Americans across the country, a once-in-a-generation investment in the American Jobs and Families Plan. The Progressive Caucus has been prioritizing a number of pieces within that. First of all, bold action on climate change. We really believe that the total dollar amount should be higher than what the president has proposed. We also want to make sure that we're getting the clean energy standard across the line and making sure that we're investing of the dollars we spend, 40% going into frontline and affected communities. We also are pushing very, very hard, along with Senator Bernie Sanders and a number of other senators, to include lowering the cost of pharmaceutical drugs for Americans so that no American is paying more than in any other country, and then using the hundreds of billions of dollars of savings from that to lower the Medicare eligibility age and to expand Medicare benefits to include dental, vision, and hearing.
Wow.
And I hope we talk some more about that. That is a huge priority, and we are really leading the charge on pushing that. And then also on childcare, a lot of what the jobs numbers have shown us is that women have been chased out of the job market, and they can't come back unless we start helping with childcare. And so this opportunity to really have a bold childcare program, even bolder than the one the president has proposed. I mean, I'm on board with the Warren proposal for no one pays more than 7% of their income. And that means no work requirements for childcare, which unfortunately are contained right now in the bill, and also making sure we get rid of or expand the top threshold for who qualifies so that we're covering middle-class families in high cost of living areas. So there are a number of other things, but that's a big priority. Second, we're really focused, obviously, on continuing our fight around ending the Saudi-led war in Yemen, and unfortunately we haven't been making as much progress there as we would like, but we're pushing very hard around that, and of course focus a lot of attention right now on the Middle East and making sure that we are addressing human rights there and calling for an immediate ceasefire and a much stronger position than what the Biden administration has taken. And the good news there is that I feel like finally, even in Congress, there's more support for focusing on Israel's violation of human rights and the annexation that's been happening over years that is preventing any movement forward in the Middle East. So it's a complex situation, but we're tracking that very closely. Third, global vaccine equity is something we've spent a lot of time on. We were successful in getting the TRIPS waiver, the Biden administration to commit to the TRIPS waiver, which essentially allows for the WTO to, well, if it all goes through, there's still advocacy that needs to be done, but the United States has changed its position so that we need to allow these patents on these vaccines to be shared with other countries. And we're also pushing for more U.S. stock of vaccines to be sent. And in fact, if it hasn't happened, it's about to happen in a few minutes. The Biden administration will announce another 20 million doses of vaccines that will be sent. I'm pushing for $25 billion to be put into domestic manufacturing so that we can get more vaccines out to the rest of the world. So there's so many other things, but those are just three that are on our agenda right now.
What a list. You guys are doing such great work and so much of it, and I'm so impressed, and I'm so glad that you're there, and that I can't tell you.